Take a deep breath and listen to what I'm about to tell you. If you knew what I'm about to reveal to you in the next few minutes, you would have saved years of frustration, rejection, and sleepless nights trying to understand what the hell goes on in their heads. This is the instruction manual nobody gave you when you started being interested in women. It's the secret code that turns lost men into natural magnets. Do you know that pit in your stomach feeling when you see her walk into the room and don't know what to do? That feeling of always being one step behind, always trying to guess what she wants. It ends now. Because what you are about to discover here is ultra rare. Few men truly understand this. And those who do don't share it. And before I start, I invite you to purchase my ebook Antifragile. For just $15 you acquire knowledge that cannot be shown here on the platform, and you will be helping the channel because it is still small and lacks visibility due to the themes and such. Link in the QR code. Well, have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, and yet she disappeared? Have you sent that perfect message and received silence in return? Have you tried to impress her with gifts? And in the end, she chose another guy who didn't even try that hard. Every man has gone through this. It's because you are playing a game without knowing the rules. It's like trying to put together a puzzle in the dark. You try to fit the pieces, you force it, you push it, but nothing seems to work. And while you are there banging your head, there are guys out there who seem to have been born knowing exactly what to do. They have the map. Pay attention to what I am about to tell you. Women don't work the way you think. The female brain processes information completely differently from yours. While you are focused on logic and direct results, she is analyzing thousands of micro signals that you don't even realize you are emitting. It is an internal radar constantly scanning your energy, your presence, your authenticity. You think she's listening to your words. She's deciphering your body language, your tone of voice, the way you occupy the space around you. Studies show that 93% of female communication happens at the nonverbal level. This means that almost everything you say with your mouth doesn't matter if your body is saying something else. And here comes the first signal you need to recognize immediately. The value test. Every high-value woman will test you. It's not malice, it's instinct. She needs to know if you are who you say you are. When she cancels a date last minute. When she takes a long time to reply. When she makes that provocative comment about another guy. All of these are tests. Most men fail miserably here. They react with insecurity, send 15 messages in a row, get angry, or start begging for attention. You just proved you lack emotional structure. But the man who understands the game, he remains calm. He has other options. He doesn't depend on her validation to feel complete. Can you feel the? Now comes the second. The dance of bodies. When you are talking to a woman, there is an invisible choreography happening. If she leans her body towards you, it's a green light. If she crosses her arms, or turns her body away, you are losing her. But there is one detail almost no one notices. Mirroring. When a woman is genuinely interested, she unconsciously copies your movements. You pick up your glass, seconds later, she picks up hers. You cross your legs, she crosses hers. It's the primitive brain saying, we are in sync. Look, brother, I know it seems like a lot of information. But you need to understand this. Women communicate interest through subtle signals because, biologically, they were programmed to be selective. While you can spread your genes without major consequences, she carries 9 months of vulnerability. That's why her filter is infinitely more refined than yours. Does that make sense to you? Third crucial signal. The strategic touch. When a woman is attracted, she finds excuses to touch you. A touch on the arm while laughing. A hand on the shoulder to get your attention. Adjusting your collar unnecessarily. Each touch is a door opening. If you don't have the confidence to reciprocate these touches in a natural and calibrated way, you kill the attraction instantly. There is a secret here that few apply. The touch has to follow a progression. It starts social and neutral, like a greeting. It evolves to casual touches during the conversation. And only then, when the tension is established, do you escalate to something more intimate. Skipping steps is romantic suicide. Are you processing this? Fourth element you need to master. The art of tension. Women thrive on emotion. If you are predictable, you are boring. If she knows exactly what you are going to do or say, the attraction dies. That's why you need to create moments of push and pull. Approach and withdraw. Give attention and then remove it. It's dynamic creation. Imagine a movie where you already know the ending in the first 5 minutes. Do you keep watching? It's the same with women. They want to live a story, not read an instruction manual. They want to feel the excitement, the uncertainty, the conquest. Now think with me. How many times have you laid your life out for the world? How many times have you handed everything over on a silver platter? Declared your feelings too early. Shown that she was your only option. This kills any chance you had. Because the moment she is absolutely sure of you, the game that ends too quickly is not fun. Do you understand what I'm saying? Fifth fundamental point. The unshakable frame. Your frame is your reality. It is the framework through which you see the world and invite others to see it too. Magnetic men have a frame so strong that women naturally enter their reality. Not the other way around. When you have a strong frame, you don't need to impress. You don't need to prove anything. You simply are. And that is irresistibly attractive. Because it shows you have your own direction, that you are not a boat adrift waiting for someone to command. Remember that internal radar metaphor. The strong frame is what makes that internal radar trigger positive signals. It's what makes her think about you when she's alone. It's what creates that delicious tension that she can't explain. Are you feeling the power of this? Sixth critical element. Emotional communication. Men talk in facts. Women talk in feelings. When you tell a story, you focus on what happened. She wants to know how you felt. This difference is crucial. To create deep connection, you need to learn the emotional language. It's not about being emotional or dramatic. It's about recognizing and validating her emotional world while keeping your masculine structure intact. It's a delicate balance that separates the amateurs from the masters. How many times have you tried to solve her problems with logic, and she got even more annoyed? Because she didn't want a solution. She wanted to be heard, understood, emotionally validated. This is a mistake that 99% of men commit repeatedly. Now comes the part that no one tells you. The seventh secret, the law of emotional scarcity. The more emotionally available you are, the less value you have. This doesn't mean being a distant jerk. It means having a life rich enough so that she is an important part of it, but not the center of your universe. Women are naturally attracted to men who have a mission, purpose, direction. Men who don't abandon their goals at the first sight of a skirt. When you have this clear, you become magnetic naturally, effortlessly, without pretense. Can you visualize this? Now I'm going to give you the framework that ties all of this together. The magnet effect. 4 pillars that transform any man into someone naturally attractive. First pillar, introspection. You need to know your own worth before you expect her to recognize it. What are your strengths? What unique thing do you bring to her life? If you can't answer that with clarity and confidence, how will she know? Second pillar, magnetism. Develop a presence that naturally pulls, not pushes. Magnetism is not about muscles or money. It's about energy, purpose, authenticity. It's about being so comfortable in your own skin that others want to be near you. Third pillar, conscious action. Every movement, word, touch, needs to have intention. It's not about calculating every step like a robot. It's about being present, aware, calibrated. It's about reading the situation and responding appropriately, not reacting impulsively. Fourth pillar, non-negotiables. Your limits, values, standards. What you accept and what you don't accept. Without this, you become a doormat. With this, you become a high-value man that women respect and desire. Do you see how everything connects? But I know what you're thinking. This sounds like manipulation. It sounds like one of those cheap seduction techniques. Completely wrong. What I'm teaching you here is about becoming authentic. Not about pretending to be someone you're not. Manipulation is when you pretend something to get what you want. Magnetic authenticity is when you develop genuine qualities that naturally attract. It's a fundamental difference that most don't understand. Would you prefer a woman to be with you because you tricked her or because she genuinely admires who you are? The answer is obvious. And that's exactly what we're building here. A man who attracts because of who he is, not because of who he pretends to be. Now, let me tell you an inconvenient truth. Most men will never apply this. They will watch, agree, and continue doing the same old things. They will continue chasing, begging for attention, humiliating themselves for crumbs of affection. But you don't have to be the majority. You can be the exception. That guy that women talk about with their friends. The one they can't get out of their heads. The one who has that inexplicable presence. That they can't define, but they can't resist. Do you know what separates that guy from the others? Consistent application. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice. Every conversation is a laboratory where you test and refine these skills. Remember that scene at the coffee shop. The guy sweating cold, not knowing what to do. That doesn't have to be you. With clarity on these principles, you approach with confidence. You read the signs. You create tension. You lead the interaction. You become the author of the story. Not a secondary character waiting for something to happen. Listen to what I'm about to tell you now. The biggest mistake you can make is thinking this is about them. It's about you. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. When you focus on that, attraction becomes a natural consequence. Women are the byproduct of a well-lived life, not the main goal. When you deeply understand this, the whole game changes. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop begging and start choosing. Can you feel the shift in energy? Now you have two options. Continue in the dark, banging your head, repeating the same mistakes. Or take this instruction manual I just handed you and start applying it today. Before your mind finds excuses not to do anything. The clarity is right in front of you. The signs have been revealed. What you do with this information defines whether you will continue to be just another face in the crowd or if you will stand out as a magnetic and authentic man. If this made sense to you, if you felt that internal click of recognition, do yourself a favor. Like this video now. Subscribe to the channel before you forget. Because what's coming next is even deeper, even more transformative. You now have an instruction manual. You have cracked the code. You understood the game. The question is, are you going to play to win or are you going to keep watching from the sidelines? The choice has always been yours. Onward, warriors.